Welcome to Stephen Johnson's Jonks Does the Broker Reviews. This is recorded one take live, so please bear with me if I stumble. Legit as hell. Air guitar in the background, the acoustic. We have a broken scooter in the back and a piano. So it's live, it's off the cuff, it's a bit random, so don't expect too much. But I am overwhelmed often with questions about what preferred broker I use and go with and who I would recommend. So I want to just dive into a quick presentation that I'll do off the cuff, reviewing the positives and negatives of the brokers that I have personally used or I'm aware of. Because sometimes I think do your own research, and then on the flip side, I think it's so difficult to find and trust the right broker because you don't know who's being honest, you don't know who's telling lies. There's horror stories of brokers shutting down in the past and taking people's money. You hear stories, I mean, we'll get into a story about major errors on brokerage accounts. So they can say one thing on the website and then they can be shit and do something on another. So I feel the pain, I'm with you, and I'm gonna give my transparent download presentation of what I think is the best broker for your style of trading, and I'll cover a few different styles of trading and why. So we'll just basically jump straight into a PowerPoint, share screen with you now. Luckily, I can just be on that side so you can see me too. And we will get into Jonk Does Broker Recommendations. Cool. So the first broker that I want to put your way is TradeZero. I put them first because I went from a losing trader to a profitable trader with them. And one of the main benefits for me was that because I'm non-US, I could start with a $600 account. And because I had major discipline problems in the early days, I could get a $600 account. So if I did blow it up, which wasn't very often, but I did blow a few up, but I could just refund and I wouldn't lose too much money if I lost discipline. Because if you blow up a 10 grand account, your life's over. But if you blow up 600, you can just add again. I found it very easy to add money in, take money out. And more importantly, with a $600 account, I was getting a lot of leverage, and you don't have to use the leverage, but I found it advantageous, and I also could get any borrow that I wanted. And to put $600 into an account as a non-US resident, not be under PDT, have the leverage to grow your account, and have access to all the hard-to-borrow stocks, I was very able to develop skills safely without losing too much money, and then turn it around. And I started flipping $600 into 5K, and then I started flipping 600 into 10K, or 1 into 10K. And then I started flipping 5K into 15K, and then I'm up 40 grand, and all of it's been made in TradeZero. So unshameably, undoubtedly, they are my favorite. To be totally transparent, I did work with them, and I do work with them on an affiliate program. But just to not make the video disingenuous, I've deliberately not included the link because I don't want to get any benefit from this. I want it to be all transparent. So just to give you a heads up as a US resident as well, there was a recent article on Investopedia. They described TradeZero as the Robinhood killer because it's free commissions for US residents on the New York Stock Exchange, AMEX, and NASDAQ for $1 and higher. If you're a non-US resident, it's also free commissions. I'll get into that in a second. And here's just the article in a little bit of a bigger page. But the pluses are free trades. US residents above $1, there's certain criteria, but it's mostly free trades. If you're non-US, you still get them. I still have regular free trades with them. But you have to make sure that you're taking money, you're adding money into the market, not taking money out. So it's kind of like buying on the bids, selling on the ask, or if you're doing it the other way around, short, you need to be making sure that you're not pulling money out of the market. And that's my recent experience with them. You get hotkeys. One advantage that TradeZero offers that no one else offers that I know of is you get to buy borrows back. So TradeZero have pretty much shorts on every ticker imaginable, even the lowest of floats. You can buy them, and you have a choice, right? You can pay a fee to borrow them, like with most brokers, but you can sell them after you've borrowed them, which is good because you can not trade that stock again and be like, right, credit these, I'm done with the stock. So it stops you from over trading. But you can also make money back, so the borrow costs can come down. The customer service has been excellent. I've not had any problems with them all at all. I've not had bad attitudes. You can regularly speak to them. The chat functionality on the website, they respond within seconds, certainly under 60. Mobile platform is more new, but it's pretty solid. I can be out and about in Dubai. I can go for a pint and I can get out of positions really quickly. Especially when I'm drinking, it helps. And another really important thing with TradeZero that I haven't got with any other broker is you can put a max loss on your account. To say if I go down, say you've got a $5,000 account, say if I hit $500 unrealized, take me out because I don't trust myself. And maybe other brokers have got that, but I've been with quite a few, and TradeZero is the only one that I've been able to use it with. And they've took us out regularly, and they've been great about it. It just automatically takes you out. From what I don't know the trading platform. I've seen it. I know got a lot of friends that use the trading platform and the scanner. I'm not sure if the scanner's out yet, but I think they've got a scanner, and I've heard that the trading platform's pretty solid. And yeah, for non-US residents, if you're not a US resident and you've got a small account, fuck me, it's by far the best broker, top recommendation that I can give to anyone from like England, Australia, any one of the European countries. Maybe I think Canada should apply to as well. It is really by far the best option for new traders. For the discipline, it takes you out. For the borrows, for the small account, it's 5 to 6 times leverage. It's really, really, it's my favorite broker ever. I don't want to oversell it because I don't want to sound like a dick, but it's my favorite broker of all time as of now. Maybe there's a new one in the future. As of now, this is the one. Negatives: ×5 holding overnight fee. They've been my favorite broker. Sometimes they've been the most hated broker as well. But TradeZero clearly state that they have it used to be ×7. They brought it down to ×5, which is a solid that they've done. But you will, whatever your borrow fees are, see, you pay $3 for 100 shares. You've got 500 shares. You pay $1,500 in borrows. You will pay 5 times $15, which is like 15, 30, 45, 60, 75. So you pay $75 for holding the stock. My style of trading, I don't swing ever. Don't swing long, don't swing short. Every time I've done it, I've just blew accounts. Lost a lot of money, especially on interactive brokers in the early days. Lost a lot of money swinging because either if you swing and then it's very illiquid after hours of pre-market. So if these penny stocks that are manipulative, they put press releases and they bump it 30% and you can't get out because the market's so illiquid and you can't have stops pre-market. So I just don't really swing things. Maybe I'm looking into it a bit. But as of now, it's not my thing. And the other negative is I think you have to be 25,000 over for all US brokers for PDT. But that's with everyone. So the only negative for TradeZero really is the ×5 holding overnight fee. But if you're not prone to swinging, I generally don't swing ever. I haven't swung a stock in 3 years. Then it's a very good broker for you and also for US residents it's for the hotkeys, the platform, it's all in one place. They buy the borrowers back and get any borrowers, the good customer service. There's many reasons for US residents to join as well. For interactive brokers, it was kind of the first main broker that I was with. I was with Short Trader, or First Trade I was with, paying like $7 a commission, and I finally saved up enough. Like I finally got to $25,000. Added it into interactive brokers. I was like 12 months into my trading career, I saved up all my wages, and I was like, right, this is it. I'm going to make it as a trader. What's good about them now? Free trades, same as TradeZero. But in free, like you can swing with TradeZero long, you just can't swing short. You'll pay the fees short. But with interactive brokers, you can swing short without any fees. You've got hotkeys. The platform's solid. They've got a mobile platform, and it's got credibility. Because the credible thing about interactive brokers is it's like 135 markets, 33 countries, 23 currencies. So it's like an old dinosaur. It's pretty credible. The platform's solid, but you need 25K for PDT. And worse still is that it's got the worst customer service on planet Earth. Like every time I ever called them, it took fucking half an hour to get through. And when I did get through, like the customer service agent, it felt like they wanted to personally kill me, like, and murder me for some reason in some way. And I don't want to put something out on YouTube that's unfair. So maybe I'll take that back and just say the customer service that I've experienced on a consistent basis is well below average. The waiting times are terrible. the attitude of the staff is terrible. And there will be some good ones. There'll be some good agents that aren't miserable with their lives. But the vast majority, for whatever reason, the working conditions don't seem very good there. And it's reflected in the attitudes of the staff. When it comes to the borrowers, and like, it's funny, like, I took this picture of this woman because like they secretly want to like make you feel bad for some reason, but they'll be polite and they'll do it in a very American way of being polite, but there's like an undertone of not liking you. And I'll get comments on this video of everyone being like, yeah, been there, got that, been there, got that, because it's well known from many traders that this isn't good. And the borrowers are terrible. If you're a short seller, you will severely struggle with borrowers because they've got the easy to borrow ones and the easy to borrow the ones that squeeze, but the hard to borrow ones from the lower cap stocks that can fall fast and that are hard to borrow for a reason because they're very rewarding in terms of a short, you can't get. Interactive brokers have always just sucked when it's come to borrows. And what you have to do is to short early, because if you don't use the borrows available on the borrows that you can get, you have to short early or you don't get them at all because you can't reserve them. Like with TradeZero, you reserve, but with interactive brokers, you have to execute the position to have them. So what happens? You get terrible averages, you get squeezed, and then you take a loss because you can't get a good average because you had to use the borrows early. E-Trade, I have not used, and interactive brokers as well. I've got money lying around to put into IB just in case I can get a short, but I can't even get through to the customer service to set my account back up and review my password. Like, it's that bad. So like I want to, because I want to have multiple brokers to take advantage of each. Right now, just to tell you, I'm with TradeZero, SpeedTrader, and I wanted interactive brokers so I can have a third broker, because then I can swing without paying the fees on SpeedTrader or TradeZero if the borrows are there, but I can't even get through to customer service. It's a joke. For E-Trade, never use them because they only accept US residents. From what I know, it's free trades and free swings, a credible broker. What I understand is that it's 25K PDT. They're not very good for borrowers and there's no international access. And I'll leave it there because I've never used them before. Robinhood, I've heard the benefits are that it's commission-free trading across various market sectors, including Bitcoin, in crypto and stuff like that. And it's a free platform. There's no costs to anything from what I understand. The other thing that I know is that they tend to make mistakes. And there's an old saying that if you, I don't know, I can't remember the old saying properly, and I'm not sure if it's even politically correct to say. So I'll just say basically you get what you pay for. And if you pay nothing or next to nothing, you'll get a shitty platform. And this platform, well, the most recent story is the 20-year-old Robinhooder who he died by committing suicide after he saw a negative balance of $730,000. I mean, if I saw a negative balance of $730,000, I would go and get drunk and spend as much money as I could before Robinhood and the American market people try to sue us for it. I would spend all of the money I had and I would party like fucking hell. And I'd have a great time. But everyone's different. I don't know the mental stability of this guy. I don't think you can really blame Robinhood for it, really, because, I mean, look, it's a tech error at the end of the day. But I regularly and consistently hear people having various tech errors with Robinhood, and various people are often putting on Twitter. You get a lot of things retweeted by everyone, because a lot of Robinhooders who've all had collective bad experiences all group together and retweet the same tweet to raise awareness. And they all are like, look, do not use Robinhood. So I've not used them. I've not had a bad experience, but I know a lot of people who have. And basically Robinhood's like, if you don't know anything about finance and you're not serious about trading, like throw $50 in. Like I would recommend, but I would never recommend Robinhood. But if you want to throw $50 in and don't take it seriously, then try Robinhood and get your feet wet and don't pay any cash. Because like with all of the other platforms that I've mentioned so far, yeah, there'll be like a $60, $90 platform access, or you'll pay to like get access to the market data and stuff like that. I think with Robinhood, maybe you don't have to do that. So that's why everyone jumps on. And lastly is SpeedTrader Pro. It's something that I've more recently just started to trial out because you can get the borrows and you can swing them. So that filled the void that I didn't get with TradeZero. But the best way I'd explain it is if you're new to trading, I'd always use TradeZero. Or if you've only got one broker, I'd use TradeZero. But if you get to the point where you're trading consistently profitable, it's good to have various different brokers. Because I'm thinking about having IB, TradeZero, and SpeedTrader. I'm thinking about having 3 brokers to utilize the best parts of the positives and negatives of each one. Because as of now, no broker is 100% got the solution that makes you think, right, everything's with them. Obviously, when you're starting out, you use the best one that best suits your needs for each thing, and I'll leave that up to you after this presentation. But after, say, you've got like savings of 50, 100,000, you know what you're doing. For sure, it's better to have say 30 in TradeZero, 30 in SpeedTrader, 30 in IB. TradeZero's leverage is really good, so maybe you can have less in TradeZero. Right now, I have that as a smaller account. But SpeedTrader is pretty cool, but it's got its negatives as well. Because I thought initially, all the big guys are at SpeedTrader, or some of the big traders that I know are at TradeZero, some are at all of the brokers. So I'll look at SpeedTrader, and that's I'm getting used to. It's a good, reliable platform. Swings are lower, and the customer service is very good. For sure, I can say that. The problem is that it's 25K to get over PDT with all of the brokers, and I've struggled with commissions. It's been a real problem. So I'll make 200 or 300 on the day, and I only get 100, maybe 150, 140 because my commissions are 160. My style of trading is I'll short a lot to get a nice average, and then I'll cover in the dips, short a lot of the pops, cover a lot of the dips. Even when I go long, I average in big time to positions, and I average out big time in positions. It's the style I've formed over the last 4 years. And the commissions skyrocket. So the likes of all of the brokers, TradeZero, Interactive Brokers, E-Trade, I'm not going to mention Robinhood, they all have, if you trade the right way, they're all free. So I'm used to getting mostly free commissions. And then all of a sudden I'm losing like $100 bucks, $120 on commissions. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm not swinging anyway, so it's not really working out. And the other thing with TradeZero, you get Profitly integration. With Interactive Brokers, you get Profitly integration, so you can track your trades and import them all and be on the leaderboards with Profitly. It's pretty cool. And really evaluate and analyze your performance. Can't do that with SpeedTrader Pro from what I know. And the borrows, I thought the borrows would be cheaper than TradeZero, but from what I can see, it's competitive. I don't yet see. There's some examples where SpeedTrader are much cheaper. There's some examples where TradeZero are cheaper. But to be honest, the commissions add up for me on this, and you can't buy back the commissions. So I think SpeedTrader Pro is maybe cheaper overall. I'm not sure yet. I need to do more research into this. But the commissions are making it more expensive, and I'm not using yet the functionality of swinging with women or lady boys or stocks. So that concludes it, basically. I hope it's been fair. I hope it's been transparent for you guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's a wrap. It's a 20-minute review. I haven't took too much of your time. And thank you. Please comment below and leave your thoughts.